Kia ora. You may remember me. I was a pro rugby player for 16 years and played 71 tests for the All Blacks. I love rugby. But at the heart of it, I'm just a Māori boy who loves Aotearoa and the outdoors.
I'm on the board!
Yeah, right.
We're spoiled for choice, really.
Nice little penny. Oh.
Diving, hunting, fishing, and foraging about the place. It's me.
Yum!
No more luck, bro. I'll end up in the drink.
Nah, you'll be right, mate. Oh.
In this series, I'll take you on the road as we meet hearty, local characters.
You can't give yourself a nickname, mate.
Will guide me through what they do best in some of the most beautiful parts of Aotearoa.
Welcome back anytime, brother.
Kia ora, that's what I was waiting for.
This is Piri's Tiki Talk. This week, we're heading south, all the way to Bluff, at the end of State Highway 1. I'm dropping beneath the waves with local dive enthusiast Tom to collect the feed of Paua.
He's the Paua, eh? Hard, bro.
I have the most crack-up lunch with the Mayor, Tim Shadbolt.
Carry on. Probably lost your audience by now, mate. This is a disaster.
And finally, I hit the high seas aboard the Mana in pursuit of the prized blue cod.
We're going to use a bit of blue cod to catch blue cod, funny enough.
Righty.
Blue cod.
Today, I'm off to the small fishing township of Bluff. Perched on the edge of Fovo Strait, it's home to some legendary kaimoana and some legendary weather.
I've never been to Bluff. I've been to Invercargill for rugby, but I haven't come across to this little township. Tasted the oysters from here.
Bluff is the southernmost settlement on mainland Aotearoa. It's 30 kilometres south of Invercargill and known as the gateway to Stewart Island. It has a population of around 2,000. Ko motu pōhue te kāinga o te iwi o Ngaitahu. A, koinei te wahi I haikatia e Māui tona waka I te hinga o te ika a Māui. These days, Bluff is most famous for its iconic Oyster Festival. My first outing is going to see me stretch the lungs, with a dive alongside Bluff local Thomas Heads.
Kia ora, brother.
All good.
Well, where are we, brother?
So today we're going to bounce over to the back of the hill. That's our Paua and Kina spot over there. Hopefully we get a bit of shelter there and the Viz plays this game for us.
Nā te mea I tipua Tommy motu pōhue, kaore he kōwhiringa I tua atu I te ako I ngā tikanga o te ruku kaimoana.
Pretty standard practice as a tamariki here. We just go down to the coast and watch our fathers diving, doing all that sort of stuff. Since we chuck your own gear on, go for a wee swim around, and pretty cool way of growing up down here. Our shorelines are pretty abundant, you know, you're spotting Paua and Kina from anywhere from 10 metres offshore, 30 metres offshore.
Yep. So who are we going out with today?
So we're out with Southern Charters, Twister, the crazy man, does all the cray fishing, spear fishing, diving for Kina and Paua, whatever else. He knows the waters pretty well, Twister. It's about us. I'm ready to get on in.
Close you on over there then and jump on.
That's us.
Tom has a hui on the weekend he's been asked to provide a feed of Paua for. We've acquired the necessary permit, which allows us more than our daily limit. I hope he knows a decent spot. Paua, also known as Abalone, are a large edible sea snail with a unique shell, often used in traditional Māori carvings and in jewellery. A maximum of 10 Paua can be taken per day with a minimum size of 125mm in diameter. Turns out our skipper Twister is every bit the crazy man Tom said he was.
We'll leave here and be around the spot in 15 minutes or so. Yeah, two V8s, man, we're moving.
So that was a pretty short drive, that. Those bloody V8s are pretty powerful, and I think Twister enjoys going out on that boat. Where are we, brother?
We're just in the back of Omaui, far west of Bluff. When I'm looking for a spot, anywhere that's going to be hard to reach, you know, by foot. Places like this, hard to access places, you know, hard to walk places, you know that it's going to be packed.
Good strategy, that.
Yeah.
We'll take that one home.
Yeah.
Because it's so exposed around here, cuz, what usually would you come across?
Usually, you know, if I'm diving with somebody that hasn't been here before and I see a shark, I'll just swim away from you and then hopefully that's probably my strategy. Yeah.
Foreign water is dangerous if I don't know the area, so it's always good to listen to the locals. They know that area better than anyone.
Yeah. I think you'll be surprised, bro, once we get up in there, just how much is in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Why not muck around?
Yeah, let's get in there.
Tom's actually talked up a massive game there, but hopefully we get a feed in the shallow because I need some training.
We jumped in on the ebb tide, so high was just coming in and settling and then drawing back out again. So by the time Piri and I will be finished, you know, it'll be dead flat.
When we first got in, I couldn't see much. It was just sort of following Tom, really. Sure enough, he showed me the gateway.
I was excited because I knew the state of the Wellington diving situation. So once I found the highway, I waved him over, and yeah, seen his wee bubbles go through his mask with excitement. There was hundreds.
Tom has talked a big game, but boy did he come through. I can't say I've ever seen a spot, or highway as he calls it, like this.
So a highway is just the stretch of seabed where the pāua or the kina are going to flourish, and that's where they're going to get most of their nutrients or their food. So they're just sitting there eating away on that highway, so it's always going to be the main stretch. And the rule of thumb is if there's one, there's 20.
Pretty much every rock had at least one pāua on it, if not 3 or 4.
Given where we are diving, as you can imagine, in conditions like these, it doesn't take long to fill our dive bags.
Heaps of pāua, eh? It means that quite good to, if you've got a boat to sneak around. Yeah.
It was perfect. We had a good scratch around, both of us, and we were kind of just bouncing off each other. So we got our numbers quite quickly.
Ai Marika, he take he pēnei rawa te nui o ngā pāua I konei.
Because we have our ratu on our land for commercial diving, most of our shorelines get a chance to replenish, and they're getting fished, which is really cool.
Not entirely sure how many I pulled up. I was just lucky enough that the bro had a permit for a hui, so just made sure that I got the ones that we were supposed to, that were legal size.
Hey!
That was like real hard here.
The swim back over was the hardest part, eh?
When you're loaded like that.
Yeah. How does that compare to your wellies diving?
Come on, brother, I'll show you, but just so you know, it's not going to be as good as that.
True.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know.
That's like, honestly, Mickey.
Yeah. And that's the beauty of all of our coastline. It just gets better and better the further out you go. It's mean, bro.
It's clear that Tom has a passion for his home and everything it has to offer. And to be fair, it's easy to see why. Given the chance, I'd be down here again in a heartbeat.
I was just keen to get him in the water and show him my strengths and our waters. Yeah, and I think, he's satisfied.
Oh, you reckon I can be a commercial diver, G?
Well, not today.
Yeah, no, that was pretty hard work.
He was good. He knew what he was up to. He knew what he was looking for. I'd trust being in the water with him, easy.
Oh, I don't have the aqua lungs. We got what we needed. It was a good couple of hours just out on the water with the bro.
That was a mean dive. It was a mean dive.
I nāia nei, e hoki ana ki motu pōhue me ngā pāua katoa ko kohia. E whai ake nei, I'm invited for a kaiana kōrero with Mayor Tim Shadbolt.
I got a 6-year-old kid. I don't know how that happened. I thought the gold card was a form of contraception. I thought I was safe.
Before braving rough seas to catch a feed of blue cod.
Fish on!
Yeah, fish on, bro. 2.
I tēnei rā kei motu pōhue mātou, he whaitua hi ika, kei te murihiku o Aotearoa.
The swim back over was the hardest part, eh?
When you're loaded like that.
After a mean morning diving for Paua, I'm taking a breather to meet the mayor.
Kia ora, Piri.
Kia ora, Tim.
Tim Shadbolt has invited me to join him at the Oyster Cove restaurant for kai and a bit of a yarn.
Welcome to the scenic south. Have a seat. I got some kai for you. Oh, speaking of, here we go.
Special technique to this, or?
No, just the old fork.
How long have you been mayor for?
30 years.
And have you had any years that you thought, I've had enough?
I get beaten out every now and again, like I built an international airport and no planes landed on it. That threw me out. Generally, I won most of them anyway. I was thinking of retiring after the last elections, but then I heard if you die in office, the council have to pay for your funeral. So, forward planning, I call it, forward planning.
Dancing with the Stars. I've been asked a few times if I'm interested.
They sent me this 18-year-old student from Auckland, and I thought ballroom dancing was respectable, but it's all this raunchy South American stuff, and oh man, it was certainly an experience. Oh man, here we go.
Did you order that?
I'm not paying for it.
What would be your favourite seafood?
Oh, it has to be the Bluff oyster. Man, you've got no choice down here. You get hung if you don't really give the right answer to that question, mate.
What's the lifestyle like here?
I got a 6-year-old kid. I don't know how that happened. I thought the gold card was a form of contraception. I thought I was safe. I'm 72, I shouldn't have kids, but he goes horse riding, swimming, surfing lessons. It's just a paradise for kids, and there's just so much to do.
What's 3 things people don't know about in the garden?
Well, I don't think many people know that I've got pubic hairs on my elbow. Do you want to hear all this?
Carry on.
Probably lost your audience by now, mate. This is a disaster.
Tim, thank you for hosting me today. It's been a pleasure learning about the dirty, deep south here.
Anytime, mate.
Well, I do love to meet the locals, but wowee, that was our Tiki.
You boys want something to eat? Because I'm just trying to be really polite by not eating at all.
That was one hell of a feed. Time to get out there again. I'm heading back to the dock to meet local fisherman and owner of Mana Charters, Shane Bryan.
Kia ora,
Kia ora, bro.
Oh, well, bro. Where are we, brother?
We're in Bluff today, guys, and we're going to jump on board the Mana Charters, head down to an island called Ruapukeola and see if we can catch a few blue cods. Fishing is one of the bigger things here in Bluff, you know. Crayfishing and blue cod, and you've got your oyster season running from March to the end of August.
Guaranteed that spot that we're going to?
Well, we don't want to put any pressure on the skipper at this stage, but yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
O ngā kāwai heke ngā kai hiika o Ngaitahu a Shane. A, kua mahi ia I tēnei au, nōna e taiohi ana.
What are we using to fish with? Are we hand lines or rods? Or...
We got head lines and we got rods, and we're going to use a bit of blue cod to catch blue cod, funny enough.
Righty.
That's the way it is.
Now, I've heard that cod are usually dumb fish.
Yeah.
So is that why you're giving them?
Blue cod. Well, they're friggin' nice tasting fish considering they're dumb fish, but blue cod stays on your hook better and they seem to just gobble it up pretty quick. So yeah.
Blue cod are a bottom-dwelling fish commonly found in New Zealand and are especially prevalent in the South Island. Priced at well over $40 per kilo, it's no wonder they are the 3rd most popular recreational species in the country.
Never mind chit-chat, we want to get on the boat and go.
Let's go, eh?
I'm excited to get stuck in, but this isn't a waterway that should be taken for granted. Thankfully, Shane knows the sea here like the back of his hand.
Conditions today are pretty average, with the likely of the northeast to get up a wee bit to maybe 20, 25. And I mean, that doesn't sound like much wind, but the thing is we'll have the flood going against that wee bit of a wind and it'll just get a wee bit sloppy, and you sort of got to contend with that when you're standing on a deck trying to catch a fish, you know.
Ia mātou e tere ana I te ara a kewa, e kite ana au I tā Shane I kōrero ai. This place is wild.
If I go straight, mate, it's only like 30 metres deep. Ebb tide runs from east to the west, and you get a southwest wind going amongst that, so you can be up to 4 or 5 metres in 20 minutes, half an hour. It's just whipping up. Get gnarly. It's not the place to be.
5 metre swell. The top of the mana is only about 3 metres from the water, so I'm praying for calm seas today.
The mana is a good seagoing vessel. It's not until the weather cracks that you sort of know where your limits are, you know.
Far around. Where are we coming into here?
We're at Royal Puke Island. This is Caroline Bay over here.
E motu Māori a Ruapuke, a ko ngā whānau ka noho iko nei, kua noho iko nei no te wā I o rātou tūpuna.
Catch us a couple of blue cods and be on our way.
Sounds like a great plan.
Shane reckons there will be cod here, but if they aren't feeling cannibalistic just yet, we have our insurance policy. Deckhand Marvin is diving overboard to rummage up a feed from the seafloor.
Marvin will just grab us some pāuas and pinners, you know, you've got to bang a couple of them open to get a couple of them down your neck.
Yeah, so you got your long shank hook. Yeah, it's good for getting out of this fish real quick.
Shane's second in command, also named Shane, not confusing at all, is manning the bait station to get us going.
We're going to use hand lines today, so she's a down and up before you know it.
What was it? Cod?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. I prefer hand lines myself because I generally get them to the surface quicker than I can on a rod. Just go and drop it out here, I reckon we'll get on something.
Mārama ana te kitea, e mōhio pai ana ngā Shane's ki a rāua kōrero.
Fish on! Yeah, fish on, bro! Oh, nice cod too!
Caught my first one and I was like, oh, that's pretty big.
Good size cod!
I've been fortunate enough to shoot a few in my time. You know, you don't really get big size ones like that in the willies, and if you do, you can try and make sure that you shoot it.
1-0!
Shane, what did you say? If you catch a cod, you're a cod father. Thank you, I'm the cod father now.
Biggest fish for the day gets a beanie, Mana Charter's beanie.
All right, we're going home. I win.
As it turns out, I'm not the only one dragging up a feed. Marvin's back, and his dive bag is loaded.
The bro got us a bit of a kai for on board, and kia ora for that. So,
Kina, or sea urchin caviar, like this right here, is considered a delicacy. It is harvested commercially in the area and sells for as much as $100 a kilo.
oh, what does that look like? Oh, that looks like yum. Ka pai.
E whai ake nei, e haere tonu mai ana ngā ika.
What's the score?
3-0!
Wicked. Okay.
And the infamous swell Shane was talking about rises to the occasion. Kei te ara a kiwa mātou e hi ana I te taipua. E kai ana hoki I te kaimoana.
Oh, that looks like yum.
But there's more cod that needs to be caught. So we've pulled anchor and are on our way to spot number 2. I a mātou e tere ana I te mana, e hehea ana au ki te aku I te hitori o te poti nei.
The boat was built in 1973 in Picton. It's come down to Stewart Island and crayfish at the southwest cape of Stewart Island. And it's been doing charters for the last 20 years, running hunters down to remote places in Stewart Island.
Remote, you mean as in you anchor up and take them out on a dinghy?
Yeah, that's the one, man, yeah. The hunters can come as far as Australia sometimes to go to Stewart Island to chase the old white-tailed deer. And they also have fishing and diving at their disposal as well, you know.
I'm starting to like the sound of this. Perhaps I'll have to make a booking and organise a hunting trip.
It's sort of more of a lifestyle than a job, you know. It's pretty, there's a lot that goes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to be reading. No, yo, fish on.
Godfather's back on.
2-0!
Rogers right over there. I'm just catching fish over here. Just so you guys know that.
He was nailing a few, they were sort of about 34, 35, and they need to be 33 to be landed. That's pretty good. Pretty happy with that.
That's how it's done. 2 fish to Paua. 0 for everyone else. We've got a health and safety officer here. He's supposed to be doing his job. Instead, he's fishing.
Keeping everything under control, got my health and safety jacket on.
And speak of the devil, that infamous Fovo Strait weather decides to really turn it on.
Weather's about to pack it in, I think. Bit breezy, crisp breezy.
It looks like our skipper Shane is about to make a big call, so I've switched to a rod for a last gasp of salt. And boy, did it pay off.
3-0! Look at it!
Down the other end of the boat, our illustrious health and safety officer is also getting some action. He's landed a barracuda. Barracudas are a scavenger fish with a fierce appearance and fang-like teeth. Although it's not considered good eating, it does go well on the hook as bait. Kua hia ake he taipua anō, he oi, kua hoha mai a tāwhirimāte ki a mātou, me hoki ki te kāinga.
The northeast has got stronger and stronger, and it's quite exposed between Ruapuke and Dog Island for the northeast to run straight through there.
The weather was terrible. It really packed in. Shane made it cool, and whatever the captain says, that's the law, so we pretty much shut up shop and moseyed on back.
Thankfully, the mana is a hearty vessel, and we carved the passage through the waves. Hei whakatepe i ngā mahi, e whakarite ana a Shane I tētahi hākari, and I hear he's breaking out a few of his secret recipes for the occasion.
We're just going to prep up some blue cod with a bit of batter and cook that up on the boat. Because down here in the south the water's so cold, you just get that better texture of flesh and a sweeter tasting fish, you know. That seems to be what it is with the blue cod here.
Shane's got a bit of a secret dish to show us with Paua, also some raw fish.
Boom. This guy was the cod father.
Ara, kua hora ngā kai, nau mai ngā hua.
I don't know if this is kosher for myself. Oi, yeah, there it is.
Oh man, these guys are really great today. It was good. Considering the conditions weren't that great, we still managed to pull off getting a feed, and that's the main thing, really.
Exactly.
Okay, so what we got here, Piri, is we got some marinated raw blue cod, some chipped up Paua, done in a few bits and spices and that, and some battered up blue cod, and a nice salad and chips from the Eagle Hotel.
Tuck in then.
Let's get into it, eh?
The hākari was mean. You can't beat fresh food, and when you go to shopping more out there that you can get some kai from, makes it even better.
It's good too.
Thanks for taking me out today, bro. Although the conditions didn't stay sweet, but I really appreciate your time. And look at this. Can't complain when you get bloody fresh produce like that.
It's good in your own backyard, isn't it?
Cheers, brother.
Great day, hard case guy, and obviously got some fish catching skills which we needed today. So I don't know if he's going to be able to get his head through the door later on tonight, but he'll probably be told that a couple of times. So we'll see how that goes.
The last couple of days has been awesome. Met some hearty locals and even got to have lunch with the mayor of the area. Really enjoyed my time here, and if anyone wants to take me out again, hook it up.
him out.